Did you know that 75% of people fear public speaking more than death? It's true. More people are afraid of speaking in front of others than they are of dying. But what if I told you that anyone can become a great speaker? Yes, even you. The good news is that speaking well doesn't require a natural gift, it's a skill you can learn. In fact, research shows that great communicators are often made, not born. With just a few simple techniques, you can go from nervous and unsure to confident and captivating. In this video, I'm going to share 7 unique tips that will instantly make you a better speaker. From using the power of pause to transforming your voice, these strategies will not only boost your confidence, but also make your audience hang on to your every word. Ready to change the way you speak? Let's dive in. Chapter 1: The Power of Pause. Speak less, influence more. One of the most overlooked tools in communication is the power of pause. Pausing gives your words room to breathe. It helps your audience digest what you've just said. Did you know that the most powerful speakers often speak slower and pause more than you might expect? Studies show that people remember 40% more of what they hear if you pause before making a key point. It's not about saying more, it's about saying it right. Think about it. Have you ever heard a great speaker stop just before making a major point? That pause creates suspense, makes listeners lean in, and focuses their attention. It's like giving your message time to settle in their minds. Pauses also signal confidence. You don't need to fill every second with words. A well-timed pause shows that you are in control of your message. Research from the University of California revealed that speakers who used pauses effectively were 33% more likely to be rated as engaging and impactful. Pauses also allow you to collect your thoughts and improve clarity. That means less rambling, more precision. Try it next time. When you pause, notice how your audience starts to focus more intently on your next words. It's important to pause at strategic moments, such as after making a compelling statement or before introducing a new idea. That space gives your words more weight. Instead of rushing to fill the air, let your audience hang on to your every word. You'll notice the shift in their engagement. The next time you're preparing a speech, remember this: pause for power. Chapter 2: Voice Transformation. From monotone to magnetic, your voice is one of your most powerful communication tools, yet many speakers forget how to use it to its full potential. We've all heard a speaker with a monotone voice, and it's easy to tune out. The good news is that you can transform your voice into a dynamic tool for influence with just a few simple techniques. The key to a magnetic voice lies in variation, pitch, pace, and volume. For instance, altering your pitch keeps things interesting. When your voice rises, it can show excitement or emphasize a key point. Lowering your pitch, on the other hand, can command authority or express seriousness. Harvard researchers found that speakers who used pitch variation were rated as 45% more persuasive than those who didn't. Pacing is another crucial aspect. Speaking too fast can make you sound nervous, while speaking too slowly can bore your audience. The ideal pace is to find a rhythm that allows listeners to absorb your message, but still keeps them engaged. The average person speaks about 125,150 words per minute, but slowing down to 100 words per minute for important parts can make your message hit home. Volume plays a similar role. It's not about shouting or whispering, but knowing when to adjust. When you raise your volume, you signal excitement, urgency, or importance. On the flip side, lowering your volume can draw people in, making them listen more intently. According to a study by the Journal of Applied Psychology, speakers who varied their volume were 20% more effective at holding their audience's attention. By working on these elements, pitch, pace, and volume, you can turn your voice into a powerful tool for connection and influence. The best part? You don't need to be born with a great voice. You can train it. So next time you speak, take a moment to consciously vary these elements and notice the change in your audience's engagement. Chapter 3: The Confidence Code. How to speak like you own the room. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. And the good news is, anyone can become a confident speaker. The first step is to own the room with your body language. Research shows that 55% of communication is nonverbal, meaning your body posture and gestures can speak louder than your words. Stand tall, shoulders back, and make eye contact. These simple adjustments can instantly make you appear more confident. When you project a strong posture, your brain receives a signal to release more dopamine, which helps reduce feelings of nervousness. So, standing tall isn't just good for your image, it's great for your mindset too. Another way to build confidence is through preparation. Speakers who feel unprepared are much more likely to feel nervous. In fact, 60% of people say that the fear of speaking stems from the feeling of not being ready. So, practice your speech multiple times. Record yourself. Review your tone, body language, and timing. The more familiar you are with your material, the more confident you will be. Visualization is another powerful tool. Imagine yourself speaking with poise and success. Athletes use this technique before big games, and it works for speakers too. Visualizing your success creates positive mental images, which, in turn, reduce stress and anxiety. Studies show that athletes who visualize their performance improve by up to 45%, and the same applies to public speaking. Finally, speak with passion. People are naturally drawn to speakers who show enthusiasm for their topic. When you speak about something you truly care about, your energy and confidence will shine through. The more passionate you are, the more others will believe in you. As speaker Tony Robbins says, passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. Confidence doesn't happen overnight, but by using these strategies, strong body language, preparation, visualization, and passion, you'll soon notice a huge improvement in how you present yourself. Your confidence will radiate, and so will your message. If you're enjoying these tips, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You won't want to miss the next chapters that will take your speaking skills to new heights. Chapter 4, Storytelling Sorcery. Weave your words into a tapestry. If you want to truly captivate your audience, storytelling is a game changer. Humans are hardwired to remember stories better than facts or figures. In fact, studies show that people are 22 times more likely to remember information when it's delivered through a story rather than just a list of facts. Storytelling doesn't just entertain, it helps your message stick. The key to great storytelling is structure. Start with a clear beginning, middle, and end. A solid story takes your audience on a journey, with a problem to solve, a conflict, and a resolution. This creates suspense and emotional investment. According to Stanford researcher Jennifer Archer, stories are much more persuasive than data alone, especially when they evoke emotions. Use vivid details to bring your story to life. Don't just tell your audience something, make them feel it. The more sensory details you include, the more immersive the story becomes. For example, instead of saying, "It was a rough day," try describing the rain pelting against the windows and the cold that seeped into your bones. It makes your story more relatable. When you share personal anecdotes, it builds trust with your audience. People connect better with you when they can see the real person behind the speech. Great speakers often use their own life experiences to teach valuable lessons. Steve Jobs, for instance, was known for telling stories that made complex ideas accessible and personal. One of the most famous storytellers, Maya Angelou, once said, "There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you." So, let your stories out. Use them as a tool to engage and inspire your audience. Remember, great speakers don't just share information, they share a narrative that connects on a deeper level. Chapter 5, Audience Whisperer. Read the room like a pro. Great speakers know that communication isn't one way, it's a two-way street. To truly connect with your audience, you need to read the room. Understanding how your audience is reacting can help you adjust your tone, pacing, and content on the fly. First, pay attention to body language. Are people leaning forward, or are they slumped in their chairs? A leaned-in audience means they're engaged, while slouching or looking at their phones might signal boredom. You can also notice eye contact. If people are avoiding your gaze, it may mean your message isn't landing as you hoped. Adjusting based on your audience's energy is key. If they seem disengaged, it might be time to switch up your delivery. Maybe you need to ask a question to re-engage them or tell a compelling story to grab their attention. Research from the University of California suggests that when speakers adapt based on audience reactions, they are 50% more likely to be rated as effective. You can also use audience feedback to gauge the effectiveness of your speech. Don't be afraid to ask questions during your presentation. How does that resonate with you? Or, have you experienced something like this? Invites participation and lets you know where your audience stands. A simple question can revive a presentation and turn it into a conversation. One unique technique is mirroring. If you notice an audience member is smiling or nodding, mirror their body language to create rapport. This small act can make the audience feel more connected to you. The more you learn to tune into their cues, the more you can tailor your message for maximum impact. Remember, reading the room isn't about guessing, it's about being present and responding to the atmosphere around you. By becoming an audience whisperer, you transform your speeches into a dynamic exchange, rather than a one-sided monologue. Chapter 6, The Art of Conversational Speaking. Break free from the script. We've all seen those speakers glued to their notes, reading word for word, and it's easy to tune out. But the most powerful speakers often speak conversationally, like they're having a one-on-one conversation with the audience. This approach makes your speech feel more personal and engaging. A conversational tone helps build rapport. People relate to speakers who don't sound like they're giving a formal lecture. When you speak naturally, it lowers the barrier between you and your audience, making them more likely to listen and respond. According to communication expert Julian Treasure, when speakers use a conversational tone, they are 37% more likely to build trust with their listeners. Start by practicing without a script. While having an outline is useful, relying solely on notes can make your speech sound stiff. The key is to know your material so well that you can speak about it without reading directly from a page. Use bullet points or key phrases to guide you, and focus on the main message rather than worrying about every word. Another tactic is to use everyday language. Big words and jargon can alienate your audience. The best communicators make complex ideas sound simple. Steve Jobs, for instance, was famous for his ability to explain advanced technology in a way that anyone could understand. Listening is another critical part of conversational speaking. While you're delivering your speech, pay attention to how your audience is reacting. If they seem confused, adjust your tone or simplify your message. Effective communication isn't just about speaking, it's also about being a good listener and adapting based on the feedback you get. Lastly, try adding humor when appropriate. A well-timed joke or light-hearted remark can break the ice and make your message more memorable. Humor connects people and helps them feel at ease. Just be sure the humor is relevant and appropriate for your topic. By breaking free from the script and engaging in a more natural, conversational style, you'll not only be a more relatable speaker, but you'll also make your message resonate more deeply with your audience. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to subscribe for more expert strategies that will continue to improve your communication skills. Stay tuned for the final chapter and become the great speaker you've always wanted to be.